Hey guys, today's video is going to be on this first impressions of Natasha Denona Sunset palette, and this is what the palette looks like in here. As you can see, it is very golden red sunset warm colors, which is really amazing. I really love the colors that are in here, especially because they are all very usable and very workable as well. So you can make any sort of eye look, and I created this one today. I kind of did like a sunset-ish kind of look, and I put on these colors. I will tell you the colors that I used, and I will list them in the description box as well. I'm also going to do, as usual, my live swatching, and I will insert that in before we do anything else. And if you want to see everything and know my thoughts on these shadows, then just keep on watching. I'm going to kind of give you guys a rundown on the shadows that are in here. And in this whole palette there are 15 shades. One of them is a metallic. There are 8 comfort mattes, 4 crystal formulas, and 2 duochromes. Now as far as formula, I would have to say that the best formula in this palette, I would say, are the mattes. The mattes are amazing. They are creamy, they are super blendable, and super pigmented, so easy to work with. The next one that I would say would be the duochromes. The duochromes are beautiful, although I do have to say that using your finger to apply the duochrome, the metallic, and the crystal formula is most likely the best way to go as far as application goes, because all of those, especially the crystal one, have a really hard time applying onto the skin with the brush. And as you can see that with the swatches that I inserted in, the crystal is really hard to show up with just a brush. So I would really recommend with the again, metallics, duochrome, and the crystal, to use your finger and just swipe it on your lid, which is what I did with this color called Morgana. And that is the best way, that is the most pigmented way I could get it without wetting the brush. I don't usually wet the brush or anything, I just kind of like to put it as it is. That is definitely something to keep in mind. And of course, fallout. Fallout is going to happen a lot with these colors because they are so finely milled. They are very fine and smooth, and especially with the crystal, the duochrome, those two are definitely going to leave a lot of fallout on your eyes or on your face. As far as consistency throughout the palette, I would have to say that the one metallic, you know, there's nothing really to compare it to, but the metallic is really nice. The duochromes are both really consistent to each other as well. Now, as far as the crystal formula, I think the only one that I have a problem with is this white one, and this one is actually called Ice Gold. And I was hoping for it to be a little bit more duochromy, a little bit more flashy than it really is, but it just comes off as a really like bright white sheen. It's not exactly the crystal formula that I was hoping for. It's still a beautiful color nonetheless, but as far as those 4 crystal colors or the 4 crystal types of formula, that is the only one that really is not consistent with the as far as overall. As far as the mattes are beautiful, they're creamy, super pigmented, easy to blend, and of course they have fallout just like everything else in the palette really, but the only color that I have really come to kind of fall behind in the consistency is this yellow color right here, and this one is in the color Soul, and this is my cat's name, Soul. This one is probably the driest one out of all of the mattes, but it's still okay because the color still performs really well. Also, did I mention that this palette is $129? Holy cow, but this is Natasha Denona. This is like, you know, one of the most like high-end, top-of-the-line kind of shadows. Now, do I think this is worth $129? No. And I give you my reason why. The reason why is because I feel like the crystal formula and the duochrome formula, I wish they would work a lot better with using a brush, because I don't really like, personally, I don't use my fingertips to apply shadows very often, and I like to use my tools because I depend on my tools a lot. Even though I know that in the beginning, you know, the most common way and the best way was to use your fingers, but me personally, with the way that I am, I would really prefer to use my tools instead of my fingers, given the fact that these colors are really beautiful and I see myself using all of these colors in this palette. It works, you know, so I will, that is kind of the, like, the exception that I will give to this. This is a beautiful warm palette. This is actually really comparable to the Viseart Warm Mattes palette. The Warm Mattes palette has a lot of similar colors to this, except they're all mattes. And this one has shimmers and metallics and all that good stuff. So that way you can have more than just a matte look. You can have a multi-dimensional eye look. Now, if you remember, during the holiday season, Natasha Denona did come out with the Star palette. And this palette, I have used it a few times, and I've cleaned it up because it gets really messy. This is the Star palette that came out during the holiday season, and as you can see, it is very kind of neutral and a little bit on the cool to neutral side. And then the one that just came out, the Sunset palette, is very warm and very orangey and red and all of those kind of colors. I think this would work really well over the summer and really well over the fall as well, because I could see tons of fall colors, you know, especially with the oranges and the reds. So that is it for this video. If you guys have any additional questions or comments, make sure you leave them down below and let me know if you guys are interested in this palette or if you've picked it up, and let me know how you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye!